What's up, guys? It is 11/28/21. This is episode 3, I believe. Just another reminder in every episode, we do this for suicide awareness, make sure everyone's mental health's okay, everyone's doing everything they want, maybe no one's down in the dumps, know that we're people to talk to for if you check out our Discord, be linked in the description. Just another reminder, suicide awareness number is 800-273-8225. Call that if you need to. Totally not scripted, guys. We do not script here. It's all off the top of our heads.
No scripted. No scripts here. All
right. So we're kind of doing something a little new here. We got a little kind of just checking in on the internet. Like just daily news segment. Kind of
up to date news.
Up to date news for every episode. We'll kind of do this in the beginning, just keep y'all in check and shit. But I kind of heard this. I saw this while I was actually scrolling through Snapchat. I was introduced to it. There was this Twitch interview. Her name was Olivia May, as I read up on this website. I'm trying to remember right now. Oh, thewire.com, if you want to go check it out. She was actually interviewing one of the artists for Linkin Park, Mike Shindoa. I think I said that right. I don't think so, but yeah, it was nuts. Like, she was interviewing him, and like they had no idea, and then just like halfway through it, he like caught on, and then was like said his name and like where he's from, and she just just paused, just like sat there frozen, just absolutely puzzled with what she has just done, and then like gave her the mic. Yeah, just a complete fuck. And she gave him the mic and like did the not worthy bow like just a bunch of times and just thanked him a bunch, and it was pretty funny, and yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's actually been blowing up everywhere so far that I've seen on the internet.
The other topic we'll be hopping into. Yeah, you told me about that, and I was quite like interested. Before we'll get into that other topic, just how you can interview somebody and not understand like who you're interviewing. Like, you don't ask them beforehand.
Just not recognize it.
Like I can understand if you haven't heard of them or anything, because I've heard their songs. I bet you I've heard of them. I just can't remember. But, there's always those people. I just don't understand how there's people that can sit there and not be like, hey, who are you? Like, what's your name? Before interviewing them, just like, oh, hey, I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions, and then later on find out who you're interviewing. It just baffles me, because I would want to know who I'm interviewing before I'm talking to them, so I can. Because I know I'm gonna have a few questions on some like different shit, and just so I actually know who they are, instead of so I don't say something or do something that they don't like and shit. All that. It's just.
I don't blame her though. She
baffled me, but
she
that would
plays
be
League
cool.
of Legends.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She plays. That's what she's Twitch streams. She's known for. She
makes sense.
League of Legends. So like, she figured it out, and she obviously knows, and she's a fan, but she just didn't recognize, I guess, the face.
That's crazy. That'd be a super cool experience. God, can't say anything today. The other topic that I was talking about, we're gonna get into. I can't say the name. Let me see if I can pronounce it. I think it was
Wakosha.
Wakosha, I think that's how.
Wakosha holiday parade.
Yeah, the Wakosha Christmas parade, the parade that just happened a few days ago. I forget the exact date of it.
Maybe been Thanksgiving parade. What do you think?
Yeah, it says Christmas parade on here. Well, the parade in Wakosha, Wisconsin, about 5 or 6 days ago. I'm pretty sure. Can't remember. Sorry, that's my son in the background. But this incident was just something that baffled me, that I'm surprised you didn't hear about or see about anywhere. But the incident, I'll just give everybody a little explanation, because it's it's a gruesome incident, and I don't want to get too into it, but just spread awareness so everyone knows and bring people together for the holidays and stuff. 5 adults were killed and more than 60 other people were injured after the driver and SUV plowed through musicians, dancers, and onlookers during a holiday ritual on Sunday in the Milwaukee suburb. That was from New York Times. But the incident was insane. I've seen graphic. The videos. They're graphic, and
we were
they're horrendous.
They were pretty bad. Like
he's into that.
He's real into his show over there.
Yeah, he likes it.
Yeah, we were like watching videos before we started here, and yeah, I mean it was crazy. I mean we're not gonna show anything because it's just I don't know, just graphic, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean if you want to see, you can look it up yourself.
Yeah, it's just it's a touchy subject and just something that everyone needs to put out there. I can't understand how someone can come to mind to do stuff, just that type of general stuff. Like that's just a bunch of kids having like fun. It's a celebration.
I don't even like. It's just like why. It's like
it's why is the biggest question. But then another thing is nobody obviously it's not all their fault. But where was the more security? Like how did that car get in
as far as it did?
Like how did it get that far? How did it even get into the parade? Like
isn't there like police in the parade? Like
yeah, there should have been more security to block off all the entrances so no car could come in. But I guess this is a learning experience. Even though it's a tragic situation, now we know we'll be able to fix that and change some stuff up. But we're going to hop into another topic that's a little bit touchy. Chase, you want to lead this one off?
I mean, we've probably all heard about it. I mean, it's been going. I mean, it's all been on the news for the last month or two down here. But the Travis Scott Astroworld Fest tragedy, that was that was something.
It was. I don't even have words for it. I just don't understand how you can go to a concert somewhere that's supposed to be fun and you're supposed to enjoy. It's supposed to be a good energy, and people are dying at it. One of the most like non-lethal or not, like it's the most non-dangerous thing you can go to. Obviously, there's danger to it. Like we get that.
Well, yeah, mosh pits.
But it shouldn't be to the point where you're dying. Like you can go to like crazier events like rodeos and all sorts of different like crazy shit. Not calling anybody else out or any other like stuff, but just saying there's crazier stuff that you can go to and not get hurt that bad being a bystander in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like the fact that what was it? I think there was like over 10 people or something like that.
I thought it was
I can't remember. There was a handful of people that
I think it was like 16 people were like injured or killed. I can't remember fully.
I pull it up, but I'll pull it up later. There's a handful of people that died, and then there was another big group of people that were injured, and it's just how can you sit there and being the artist, like being Travis Scott, and then not all blame is on him, because I understand that nobody expected that to happen, but he did see multiple times that people were getting put into ambulance. There was like he saw there was chaos going on in the crowd, and he stopped a few times. And I've watched those videos, but it still doesn't justify the fact that he just went straight back to performing and didn't make sure that guy was okay all the way through. Like he could have helped out a bit more, and that's my opinion. Some people are gonna disagree or agree, but he could have done more with the entire show and stopped it, especially being that there was fans that came up on the stage and were yelling. There's dead bodies around.
10 people died.
10 people. Okay.
There was 10 confirmed deaths.
And then there was the fans. Some of the crowd were just super disrespectful during the entire thing too. The fact that there was people on top of the ambulance, the little police go-karts or whatever they were, golf carts, like just extremely disrespectful. I understand there's a lot of people, big thing going on. A lot of people were trying to have fun.
It was really overcrowded.
But it was overcrowded, and that's Travis Scott's fault, but also the venue's fault. The venue is a big thing because they should have planned out. They had, I think it was like 50,000. I think they said like 20 to 50,000 people were there, and they only had I think like 12 to 2,500 security guards, somewhere around there. I can't remember the exact numbers, but they had a large amount of security. But they should have way more. You
want to know actually?
Being how crazy of an event that is, like, and then the fact that in the start of the entire thing, they broke down barriers. That's how you should have known that it was going to be a chaotic concert.
Yeah. But like for like one of those 10 deaths, I actually heard this from, I think it was my brother who ended up telling me about it. But there was one of them was a 14-year-old, and he didn't even get stomped. There was a guy going around drugging people, like syringes, like drugging people, and that 14-year-old OD'd in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah, I saw a report of the sheriff county, the sheriff department, not sheriff county, sheriff department there, saying that one of their officers or it's the security officer there, he got pricked in the back when he was helping somebody else.
Oh my god!
Passed out. I think it was something like that. But there was a security guard that got pricked. But yeah, there was somebody going around. rumor says. We don't.
Yeah, we don't know fully.
I haven't
nothing's
fully
facts.
looked into this too, so don't take our word on all this stuff. This is just stuff we've seen around.
Except for the deaths. I googled that just now.
Yes. But just be wary that this is stuff that we've seen and we're not sure. We're just touching on the subject. But the amount of chaos that went on there shouldn't have happened.
No, it should have been shut down real fast.
It should have stopped.
They should have just cut the power of the fucking place.
They should have shut the music off, all of it, and then figured out what was going on. And then if it was safe and okay to proceed, then they keep going.
You ever hear about that guy that like cut the power to that concert because they wouldn't let him in?
No, but that's funny.
Dude, yeah, it was like I think literally like across like I think it was in the EU, but like yeah, it was like some dude like they wouldn't let him in the concert, so he like went way out and you can see him in the woods on this hill looking down at the concert, and he just clips the power to the whole thing. It was bad. Like, where's that guy for that? Like,
yeah, he should.
Why didn't he? Why he's at the wrong concert? What the hell?
Wrong concert, wrong time, wrong place.
Exactly.
Wrong place, wrong time. I said that backwards.
So I think for the final news segment here I got for us is GTA 6 rumors.
We're
all. I don't know if we got how many GTA fans we got here, but me and Gage are big GTA fans.
Hey.
We grew up playing them. There's a lot of rumors going around. To be honest, a lot. Like
shout out to Cody.
Yeah,
put me on that shit.
Yeah, Cody. This is all on the GamingRadar.com. This is what all I'm going off here. So, creds to them, I guess. There's just a fuck ton of rumors on there, but I'm liking most of them, to be honest. Except for like back in the time, there was like a rumor saying that there was gonna be like back in the 1980s or 70s, and like I mean yeah, that's pretty dope. They should go up like 10 more years and do 90s low key, and do like Jap cars, but we don't talk about it. All right, so they were talking about like how like cars are gonna function like Red Dead 2 fucking horses, where you can like store shit in your trunk instead of on your character. Now that'd be dope because me and Gage do a lot of roleplay type shit. Like we want to get into 5M and stuff like that, which it's fun, just goofing around.
Yeah, I'm excited for GTA 6. I'm just pissed on how long it's take.
Oh, dude,
it's taking. So
from what
that's the one thing I'm bummed about. But I'm really hoping that they bring our expectations a lot higher than we all want.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of things that I want them to include in the game. Obviously, I know it's probably not going to be, all what I want, but there's going to be a fair share of what everyone wants and been putting out there.
Everyone wants the Mark II gun.
Yeah,
as long as that's gone, everyone's happy.
Well, they probably won't continue a lot of the stuff from GTA 5. I know it depends. We never know.
We all want the classics.
But yeah, I like the idea of what you were saying when they bring over the Red Dead 2 with the horse, being able to go in your car and store stuff. Because me and him, since we don't have a laptop or gaming, he has a gaming laptop, but I don't have a PC that's good enough to play it, and he doesn't have one. The laptop, pushes bare minimum, so we don't have setups to play on 5M and do actual role play. So we do it on the PS4 and make our own, and it's fun. But if GTA 6 included that would be amazing.
It's a whole different
game, and us personally, like we like the whole aspect of grinding on GTA, the heist and all that, but we want it a bit more realistic as well. We want to have some more like realistic features and stuff. Like being able to play as a cop, that would be dope.
Yeah, we need online. We need a game that's more like RP based.
Yep, more. Yeah, definitely. There definitely needs to be. That's why, 5M servers and everything are nice, but not everyone can reach out to that. They should drop a game that are for console that is meant for that and stuff. But I definitely hope that they add like police officers or jobs online and different stuff like that. Just more things to do, like for your character, and like or mechanic shops and stuff like they have, but where you can actually pull your car in. Like with the one thing I hate about the game, but it's GTA. I understand why they did it. It would be a lot of loading and a lot of graphics and stuff and all of that. New consoles can do it, but where you can actually pull your car in and out of your garage without it it does that little the loading screen and spawns it in, and you can take out multiple cars.
Yeah.
And, they add more trucks and trailers so you can tow your cars around and stuff. Like, I would be fine if they had a bare minimum of two personal vehicles out at once. I would love that. Because then we'd be able to have like a car and an airplane, or your helicopter airplane, or 2 cars, 2 trucks, whatever.
Just it brings out more opportunity, and then that still adds like trailer, because the trailer, I think for trailers that's already options in the games right now, I think already count as a personal vehicle, like the anti-aircraft.
Well, that stuff, yeah. I'm saying like car trailers and stuff.
Yeah, but I know that. Like,
yeah, but those type of trailers, yeah, they count as a personal. So that would be, that as well with the anti-aircraft.
Yeah.
I would wish I could use that on my Night Shark and stuff, but you can't because they're both personal vehicles. So you have to have one of your friends, which is dumb. But you know, that type of stuff, because it would be amazing to be able to just go grab your boat from the dock, you know, or pull it out of your boat out of the garage and go down to the beach and go pull your boat in and go whip around in your boat, pull it back onto it, because you can do that if you find a random truck in a boat.
Then you can't put that bitch back on.
You can't put it back on, and you know that's what and then being able to lock down stuff, like being able to fasten your boat down so it doesn't fall off, or your car.
Oh yeah.
And like the flatbed truck, like the big flatbed trucks or the slam van. I wish there was an option so you could lock your cars down. Like just more attention to detail with stuff like that. So it just makes the game more enjoyable, so you don't get bored after doing everything in the game. Because GTA can just get dry at points. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a dry game when you play it for a bit and you've done everything.
I think the most rumor I've possibly heard is the fact that they're gonna switch it up between, instead of being your entire, GTA 5 they did the 3 criminals, Trevor, Michael, Franklin. They're saying with this new one, the rumor I've heard the most is that there's gonna be a cop and then 2 robbers. There's still gonna be 3, and then one's gonna be a chick, and I don't know if the chick's gonna be the cop or the criminal. I think it might be the criminal, but
sense.
From what I just read up on Gamers Radar, they were saying there's going to be 4, and that 2 are going to be cops and 2 are going to be criminals. So, I mean, it could really vary. I mean, I really don't know what to expect from this game and what Rockstar's got cooking, but I'm excited to see what they got producing.
Yeah, same. A female character would be super cool.
That'd be the first time?
It's been needed. It's first time, yeah. Because like you were saying earlier, first time I played GTA was Vice City, sadly. Because we didn't have the money to get consoles, so I was thrown into games later on in my life.
Vice City's still really old one, though.
It was old, but it was fire, though. I'm not going to lie. I fucked with Vice City. I'm pretty sure it was Vice City where you can play as a biker and then some other dude.
No, that's GTA 4.
Is that GTA 4?
That's GTA 4.
I've played both then, because I played GTA 4. I own GTA 4.
Yeah, GTA 4, and then you can get the 2 DLCs where it's Gay Tony and then the biker, whenever I get the name of it.
Yep, I had both the DLCs. And then, so I grinded that a lot.
That was
Vice City
a really
fun,
fucking good game.
I didn't play Vice City as much as I wish I could have.
Vice City was
GTA 4
it really just gave you hard Scarface vibes.
Yeah, quite honestly. GTA 4 was so much fun. I love playing as the biker. Like, I grinded that game so much.
GTA San Andreas.
I only played single player. I just grinded single player.
Single player was the best. Multiplayer was kind of gay, to be honest.
I didn't really.
It was
know
only
about
deathmatch.
Multiplayer then, yeah.
It was really only a deathmatch.
I didn't really know about multiplayer, so.
No one ever really played it.
Yeah. It was fun though. I love GTA, but that was the first GTA I played, and then so on and so forth. And now I'm in GTA 5, and I've loved this game ever since. It's just repetitive sometimes, but GTA 6, I'm excited. I hope they have some pretty cool stuff coming in, and they surprise us, because it's been a while. It's been a long time.
Well, I guess to wrap up this little news segment, anything new with you personally?
Personally,
no?
Not really, no. Just taking care of Dominic and living life.
Best way.
Looking for different places to work, because I need more money.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, about that wheel, that's pretty dope. I've been having the last 3 days have been pretty fun, playing around with the wheel.
I miss being able to use the wheel when Hunter let me borrow his for the Xbox. That was a lot of fun.
It's
so much fun.
It's so different. It really is.
It is. It's.
You got me on Assetto Corsa now.
It's a different experience. Yeah, Assetto Corsa is amazing with the wheel. I want to try it.
Yep.
I want to try it. When I come over, I'm gonna have to mess around with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I only played Forza Horizon 4 on the Xbox.
I got
with
PlayStation
the wheel. That was amazing playing on the wheel on Forza. It's different. It was a lot more difficult than I was expecting though. And I was dumb and didn't look anything up on the wheel and how to set it up the right way. For half the time I played with it, I didn't have the wheel balanced out. I didn't calibrate it. So it was just terrible force feedback and stuff. I would go to turn and I would go over the curb and it would just whip back and hit me, and I'm like, just got assaulted. And then I figured out how to calibrate it, and I was like, oh, I'm retarded.
I don't know how to calibrate it on Assetto Corsa.
Sorry, didn't mean to say that word. I said the R word.
Not
trying to offend anybody.
Sorry.
I apologize.
We gotta get the blip sound effects now. God dang it. Oh man. Well then, that's the news segment, I guess. So that will be a new thing for every episode. That we'll kind of just talk about different shit, kind of going around the world.
Yeah, up to date news
with us and stuff like that.
We'll just call it that for now until we figure something else.
Oh yeah, we'll end up figuring something out.
Up to date news works.
Yep.
But we'll have that in every podcast. Just spice some stuff up, have some fun. We'll do different segments like that too, different genres of stuff.
All right, so I'm gonna interrupt you before we get into that next segment real quick here. Most of you are probably wondering where's the other host, Thor. Well, Thor is actually currently sick, so he's gonna be out for a bit, but he will be in the next episode. So don't worry.
He'll be back.
We're
sad he wasn't able to be here. Tears coming down.
But we had to get this episode out. We've been waiting too long.
Yeah, it's been a while. We had to get one out here. We'll get another one in here, and it'll be good. We'll have some fun with that one. I feel like we'll be able to get some good topics out, because I know now that we've had the first podcast with them, we've got the introduction passed and all the basics and stuff. We'll be able to get into more fun experiences. And I know you guys have a lot of experiences that I wasn't a part, so that'll be fun to be able to listen in and hear those experiences.
Have a live reaction to someone else listening.
It'll be fun. I'll be a viewer for a little bit.
I'll be the viewer.
But it'll be fun. We'll have him back for sure. Don't worry.
We'll have guests too. That's just down the road.
Still working
on the equipment here, a little jank, but we do our best.
Equipment problems have been a big thing lately, but hey, whatever we got working, it works.
We try.
Doing our best. We're doing our best. We'll get there. Okay.
All right. So, I kind of got this little theory segment planned here for us. All right. So, now I think a good topic that everyone's thought about. I mean, you can deny it all you want, but everyone's thought about this. What would you do during a zombie apocalypse? If it just you woke up one day, you're sitting in your living room, you're watching the news with your family, and let's go down the line a bit. Let's say because obviously in current conditions we're young, we wouldn't make it too far. So let's say we're both in our 30s ish. I personally don't want a family, so I'm gonna say I don't have a family in this instance. I assume you'll still have yours. So yes. Yeah. So you're just watching the news, and then boom, on the emergency news podcast goes across the TV. There's a zombie outbreak. Millions are dying already. The big cities have already been taken down, but every little state I would say Minnesota is a little state. I mean, it's a big state, but we're a big state full of little towns, right? Our biggest town is St. Paul, Minneapolis. So we'll say that half of Minneapolis is already taken down, but it hasn't fully made its way to Belle Plaine. You have 24 hours before it gets to Belle Plaine. All right. So for instance, we're in Mankato right now, but we'll say we're in Belle Plaine. All right. What's the first thing you do?
First thing I'm doing, if I see that and we're just hanging out at the house. I mean, if we're basing it, I don't know. If I'm 30, I don't know if I'd be in Mankato, but let's say I am in Mankato. I'm 30 years old. I'm going over to Cody's house immediately. I'm going to Cody's house or his parents' house because they have lots of guns. I know I'll have guns as well, but they have lots. And by the time I'm 30, they'll have lots more.
they'll multiply it.
Yeah, it'll be triple the amount they have now. I'm going immediately there, and we're just going to figure out what we're going to do. Me and Cody have talked about it multiple times, and Cody will be on the podcast, so me and him will be able to get into it more, what we've thought about. But what, for general basis of what I've thought about and talked to multiple people about, is just going there and starting up a compound. Just arming everybody that we know, everyone that's come to Cody's house, because I know there's going to be a bunch of people rolling up there. And we're just going to start making a compound for wherever they're living at. If they move out of state, I'm driving out of state to go to live there. Wherever they're at, I'm going there, because we will have a compound. There's no, Cody and his dad both know so much about cars, weapons, and all that. So I know I'm good. I'm safe, and I know my family's safe. So we're gonna just start that compound and grow.
As a role in that compound, what role would you want to take? Not the one that you might be given, but the one that you would want.
The role I would want? I mean, if we have roles and stuff like that, and jobs and everything.
Well, if you have a compound, you're gonna have a role.
Yep, different roles
protection guards.
I'd probably be more either a scout or a head of arms, weapons and stuff, how to training everyone with weapons, because I have a fascination with guns and sniping and everything. It's just it's soothing and fun to me. It's weird to some people, but it's something else that I enjoy and I haven't done a lot of.
Only gun people understand it.
Without either, being ahead of guns and training and stuff, or being like the head of going out and scouting for different places. I'd definitely be on. I'd want to be on the top branch of going out and being involved with everything. And making the compound, or the half of technology and messing. Because I know for a fact, I'm gonna be messing around with solar panels and everything. I'm gonna have electricity there. There's no way I'm going to live without electricity. There's like if I know it's the end of the world, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. A lot of things are gonna change. But if I can figure out a way to have electricity, I'm gonna do it.
Well, generators and like that.
Generators and all that. But, it gets loud, being with zombies and everything.
Well,
so,
right. That's why you would have
solar panels eventually. But I'd want to mess with that and like set up a security system, like change it up, because you don't see that like reference for The Walking Dead and stuff like that, and like Z Nation and all that. There's not a lot of technology. They don't mess with all that enough. Like I don't even see them thinking about messing with drones or like RC cars and stuff like that. I would mess with a drone.
Well, with all power being already down, I don't know if like connections would be too best for them.
With a drone and an RC, it doesn't matter because it's a frequency straight to itself.
You're right.
Because I could set up a drone remotely and just have a gun on it, or just use it for its camera.
Yeah.
Like there's so many opportunities in those shows and movies and stuff where they could go out and use a drone to scout a building or a place before they get there, and then something happens. I would think about a lot more stuff and be a lot more technical with technology and involve it more.
Yeah.
Obviously I know we're gonna have to be rough and house and just bare bones, fighting and shit and guns and all that. But I wanna change it up in a different aspect, if that makes sense.
Now I wouldn't say I'd necessarily be a bad guy, but like dead ass, I would my first 24 hours before they hit, I would make my first way to my grandpa's. Me and him have already, like you said, you and Cody have talked about me. My grandpa have had this conversation. He's got a buddy that literally has a bedroom just dedicated to like a little bunker at that point.
Yep.
Guns, supplies, shit like that. I'd stock up there, make sure he's okay, right? Get him there, because I'd probably go to my grandpa first because I don't know where it is. He does. So I'd go to him first, pick him up, then me and both would go, because then he'd be safe with his friend. Then I would gather up like a good amount of gear, a car or a truck probably, and make my way on my own path, right? I would dead ass, just go alone. Just, if I had friends that, followed with me or that came to me first or some shit like that, met all along the way, and maybe they might, come with me, build a little crew, type shit. But then I would, like you, kind of want to build like a little compound, but I think I would hit more of like a big ass building that's already built. So like personally, if you're in Belle Plaine, I would go for like the school or like
that's what
the old school would honestly be way better, because it's really old, real thick, and the older shit seems to be better built.
What school though? Because me and Cody were talking about using the high school as solar panels and everything. Works the best, and the smartest building to use there. And then his dad knows a bunch about generators, and he works at, I forget the building, like the name, but he runs these big old engines, and it powers stuff. It's like a power plant or something like that, and he knows all about that. So we'd have power, we'd be able to figure out plumbing and the electricity, and it's a school, so if we figure it out right and get the electricity working, we could have all those power doors and use all the keys and the key cards or whatever for the school, and it would be the best. And I'm pretty sure they have bulletproof glass at the high school.
I think so.
But then there's I never even thought about it, Oakcrest. Like, what one would you use? The high school Oakcrest.
Okay, so like, all right, and we already know that once I have built my crew, I would have already stopped by and met up with you guys, right? Yeah. Maybe restocked up on gear a little bit, maybe even grab a different couple guns or shit, Jesus. Or maybe I've even gathered a couple more people, drop them off to your compound to give you extra workers, extra civilization, people that can do different talents that help around, stuff like that. After that, well, if you guys took over the high school, I would probably I would probably stop by at your guys' side. Maybe instead of dropping people off, take a couple with me, go to Oakcrest and take over that. And then that way we'd have a whole nother compound at that given moment. But personally, I would never take a role in one. I would never live at one. I would only use it as like a hotel or like a stop by.
I like that thought. That's what I mean by like going out and being the head scout. Like I would obviously be a part and help with a lot of the being at the different compounds, but I would want to be exploring and finding new compounds and getting more supplies and bouncing back and forth, like you're saying. Like Daryl, he was Daryl on The Walking Dead, he was always back and forth, and for a period of time he's been staying at the compound, but he's always out and about. Same as Michonne for a period of the time. Like, they never stayed at the compound. They were always looking for stuff, trying to do stuff. I mean, they had their own missions and their own things in life that they were figuring out, but I like that idea. I definitely like that. But I wanna have a compound or different compounds for people to come and live and actually be a free person. If they want to leave, they can leave. If they need help making their own small compound, they want to have a house and make that their small compound, we'll go help them. Obviously it's all gonna be, this is all now, and us thinking about it, things will change. But that's what I want to do. I want to be the good guy in that situation and help people out. Obviously, there's going to be those times where
I'll have to do the dirty work sometimes,
and we're going to have to do dirty work and make sure our people live. But I definitely like that. Oakcrest would be an amazing spot to go because it's out in the open. There's fields surrounding it. And then there's this small cul-de-sac of houses by it, so you could wall off those houses and have people in the houses, and then the school is the main compound where there's all the storage and all that.
Turn all the
stuff.
classrooms into bedrooms. Shit, we could even keep it as some of the classrooms as classrooms.
Yeah, we could keep some of the classrooms and actually do schoolwork and have our kids, learning stuff, because no matter what, our kids are going to need to learn how to do basics. And that's the thing, we'll be able to change a lot of how it
Schools
is nowadays, how school goes and how it works, and actually learning about things we need to, because nowadays you don't learn the things you need, or you should. But obviously that's a whole different aspect, but they'll be learning all sorts of different stuff. And it'll be good. A school would be a good spot, because then they also have the nurse room, so nurse's office. I mean, so you have all that. So yeah, they have the beds and everything. So we'd be good on that, and we'd be able to expand. We have the gyms for all sorts, gym for different stuff. There's a lot there, and having both, since the high school has 2 gyms, there's a lot of room for just the gyms alone, and then everything else, the cafeteria. There's a lot, so it'd be good. And then we have the football field over at Oakcrest, so we could use that for a lookout post.
Probably honestly turn it into a gun range.
Either a gun range or that'd be the training facility.
Yeah, because I believe it's already fenced in.
Yep, make a little training facility, and there's also the baseball field right behind the school. We could, and the nice thing with that at the high school, those big light towers that light up the baseball field, those would be perfect outpost watches. Have 1 or 2 people up on
always
one of those lights.
Snipers up there.
Yeah, have people with some snipers, be lookouts, and we'd be locked down. And then for sure we'd have small different compounds on the water towers, so we have lookouts over there.
So that's actually a pretty damn good idea, because there's one in the middle of Belle Plaine, and then there's the one at the top of the hill past Colburn's, and that one literally looks over every. You get a really good sniper scope. You could see everything. You could take that American sniper shot.
Doesn't matter where you're coming from, we'll be able to see you.
Exactly, and even then we'd all have radios.
Yep. Radios would be a big thing.
To be honest, now that I think about it, before I would hit up the schools, I would let you guys do your own thing after I leave, after I restock. I would go to Hardware Hanks, and I conquer that shit for us, because that's where all the fucking supplies are going to be.
That's a smart idea, because I thought about it when we were talking off podcast, and then with Cody before. With all that, one of the first places I would go after I make sure my family's safe and there's somewhere we're all in a safe spot, because I know we're not going to be able to stay at Cody's parents' house or his house or whoever's house we meet. We're going to have to find a different building that's safe for everyone.
Yeah.
But when we have that time, I want to go and take a bunch of school buses.
Yeah, just hit the bus station.
Just a bunch of school buses, and then we can go from there and armor them all up, and just armor every bus that we can think of.
Especially if we take Hardware Hank, there's a bunch of sheet metal,
all of it.
Chains.
So you can arm it up, and it'll store a lot of stuff and a lot of people, and we can mod them from there and put armor and different weapons and stuff on it like that. And then we can go, and since Cody and his dad know, and more people are going to know a lot about vehicles, they'll be able to help keep them running and stay up, and be able to figure out what parts we need to go steal from a different truck or vehicle, so then we can keep our stuff. And I want to make sure we have stock of everything, more than we need.
Yeah.
So no matter what,
you can never have too much in the time.
And then you were saying, going to hit up Hardware Hanks, I want to go to those
Colburn's,
types of buildings,
and a bunch of canned foods.
Go to have I want to try to get different little groups right off the start when we all know we're safe, and try to just run and book it to as many different stores as we can. And once we hit those stores, then we'll have a bunch of supplies, and we'll be locked and loaded. Nobody's gonna be able to stop us.
Oh yeah, dude. And then once I've made my first stop before we go to the school, I'm gonna stock up at Cody's, and like he's already got helmets, vests, and all that shit. So we'll already look like militia. So me and my like, I'm probably gonna say like an estimate of like a 4 or 5 man crew, right? We'll all get fucking geared up and we'll go looting for your guys's compound, right? We'll go hit Hardware Hanks, we'll go hit Colburn's, and during this time period, no fucking mercy. Every man for himself. If I see someone, if I can play the role as a militiaman and they'll like cooperate, maybe I'll talk something out with them, let them know the plan. Maybe they might help out. But other than that, nope.
Yep, it's gonna have to be that way.
Every man for himself.
No, I'm not gonna go out. If I see someone, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to mess with them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if I cross paths, there's something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna end bad for you or me, or
One of
it's
us
gonna
are
end
walking
good
out.
for both of us. Yeah, it's one of us or both of us. That's how it's gonna have to go. But I'm excited, dude. I'd be excited for a zombie apocalypse, as well as being terrified. But I'm that weirdo that likes those type of topics and is interested in that stuff. Speaking about those topics and just in general, like end of the world or not even end of the world, because zombie apocalypse one. I would get into Mad Max, but that'll be a whole nother ramble. I'm trying to get into this subject quick. Not end of the world, but another crazy thing is The Purge, stuff like that, dude. What would your thoughts be on if we had The Purge and how you'd want to change it from the movie and all that?
Are we saying like first time purge, or like this is like my fourth time being in the purge?
First purge ever.
First purge ever.
Or maybe it's like the purge has been a thing, but it's your first time being a part of it.
Being a part of it instead
like
of hiding.
Actually, yeah, instead of being in your house with your.
Because personally, I wouldn't hide. I wouldn't want to hide. So I think my first goal would to be just like the zombies, stock up as much as I can. For weapons, ammo, and like medic supplies.
Yeah, before the purge
I would probably limit myself on food. I mean, it sounds kind of weird, but I mean, I could go a while.
The purge is 24 hours.
Right. So like, I would probably just carry like a couple protein bars and like a couple bottles of water. That's probably about it.
I think it's like
I think it is 24 hours.
Is it 24? I think it's 24 or 12. One or the other. I have to look into it. It's been a while.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't really like. I personally like from seeing. I haven't really watched much of the movies. I've just recently seen the Forever Purge though. I was pretty nuts of like if they actually just like kept going. Like.
I watched part of it.
If or like I would personally, I would probably be one of those people going out hunting. Yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go hunt innocent families. Like, no, that's kind of fucked up. But like, I would definitely go out hunting people that are already out hunting, like just already out killing innocent people.
Twisted, sadistic.
Yeah, like I would personally, probably just roll around in like not really an SUV, but like a van or some shit, maybe like a big box truck. Something like that, and just whip around with like the boys. Probably, I'd probably go swoop everyone, and we'd probably all go out hunting while all of our families stay at home. In my version of the purge, this is what I would see: is that we would put all our families in one place that's nice and safe for them. Like for the Forever Purge, they have things where you can pay money and put them in a safe location.
Yep.
I would then pay money just for my family, not
or
me.
the whole house kit, like the house lockdown kit.
Yeah, like the house lockdown kit. So if like for this instance, one of us had the lockdown kit, all of our families would go there, and then all of us boys would just fucking go hunt. Like for psychopaths, rapists, shit like that.
Be the rebels, the rebellion.
Because I mean, for like, I don't know if how it works in the purge for like prisoners. Like I don't know if they're released for the purge or like.
I'm not sure.
I've never really actually like thought into that far, but for the instance of like you can look at like rosters online and shit like that, or just stuff like that. I would just go off that basically.
Yep. Go attack the bad guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because I'd be the same way. Obviously I'd be fighting the entire idea of the purge. Like with that. I'll get into that in a second. Like you were saying, I would go out and help people out with the purge, and I would fight back and go against having the purge, and all that. Like just bear arms with all the boys and just go take out the people that deserve to be taken out.
Good anger management.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say is, would you fight, like if the purge is a thing? Do you want the purge to be stay a thing, and like would you want it to be a thing in our today's generation? Do you think the purge would be worth it, or like if it was a thing in our world, would you think it's worth it, or would you fight it and like be the rebels like in the movies? There's the rebel group that fights against the purge because they don't want it to be a thing.
Right.
I feel like I would be on that half because I wouldn't want the purge to be a thing. But at the same time, I feel like it's necessary.
I believe
Like
in
I'm a
natural
mix on
selection.
Both. Yeah, I'm a mix on both, and that's the thing in those movies is it's not some of it's not natural selection. It's the government.
Right.
Like with that one of the movies, the big I forget the name of it. I think it's like the second Purge or something like that. But there's those big semi trucks that whip around, and they have like a whole like SWAT team of people, and they all hop out the back, and they all go to like a low income and like the projects and stuff, and take out all those low income families and kill them all. Or they'll take them, and they'll bring them to some place, and then they get used as like pawns and like slaves and stuff, and like little mini games and stuff.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but in it, those groups go around and like they have it all mapped out, like low income apartment like buildings and houses, and they go take out those people. Instead of letting it be natural, like natural selection, they made it the Purge for natural selection in the movie, and then
because I believe in overpopulation.
Yeah, and then that group, the group was a part of the government or something, and they hacked into all sorts of different stuff and started taking out low income people because they thought they were a menace to society because they didn't have they weren't functional, or they didn't think they were functional in their community.
Right.
Like I would fight all that because I wouldn't like that. I want if the Purge was a thing, I would want it to be all natural selection.
Yeah.
All every man for themselves. No like hidden SWAT groups that are going around taking out people because they're trying to slim it down.
Just civilian.
Yeah.
No government officials should be allowed to participate in the Purge.
Yeah. None of that, and like none of those secret teams and stuff. If you understand what I'm saying, and everyone else does. But I'm a mix on both. I would want I do and I don't want the Purge to be a thing.
Yeah, no, I'd probably be on the rebellion team.
Yeah, definitely be on that side. But
but like I said, I still believe in like natural selection. So I mean, it's kind of like an iffy thing. So it's like I would fight it, but I wouldn't mind it at the same time. Yep. Like the only thing that I wouldn't like about it is obviously the risks. But like maybe like I would let a couple happen, and then maybe like get more towards the, like, all right, let's start killing everyone.
Yeah, I feel like if there was the Purge, instead of having it like an annual year, like every once a year, they have it every few years, like you know, because I know overpopulation, that was probably one of the main reasons why they started the Purge, and so everyone could get their like the psycho crazy side of them out. And
criminal rate probably would drop.
Yeah, it dropped, and in the movie it said the criminal rate and all of that stuff dropped, so it'd help out. But I feel like they should have it every so often.
Yeah, every so like 3, 4, 5 years.
Maybe every like 2 years, maybe 3 years. Yeah, instead of every year. But it all depends, like with that entire subject and topic. It all, it varies. Yeah. So it's iffy, like you were saying. But I'd be on the rebel side. But keep going, my bad.
Oh shit, I don't even remember where I was at. I think I was at
talking about being a part of the rebellion and everything.
Yeah, more of like the factor of I would go out hunting, killing, but I wouldn't like
the people that deserve.
Yeah, the people that deserve it mainly. But like if I would also take heavy advantage of looting.
Oh,
I would loot hella.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, like I'm broke now, so like
big corporations. I wouldn't be going to those small ass businesses.
No, I'm going to like Best Buy and stealing a bunch of electronics.
Like there's when the riots happened up in Minneapolis and stuff. Like the small businesses were getting attacked. I wouldn't be on that half of it. I would leave the small businesses because I know they're struggling themselves and go for those big ass corporations. They will make it back. They will bounce back from all of that.
Facts.
So yeah, I agree. I'd be it's kind of selfish or whatever, and people can say what they want, but I'd be looting. I'd be taking advantage of what I can get in that time because after when the Purge isn't the thing, really it goes back to real life, regular stuff.
Yeah.
No killing, no looting, none of that. So
and I already have.
You have to survive. Now you have it, and I don't think if they had the Purge, they would have an exception for taking stuff. They wouldn't come back after you and be like, well, you stole all this stuff during the Purge, so we're gonna sentence you to this long, or But yeah, I'd take advantage of that. But the Purge is something that I'm very iffy about and super curious in. So.
Yeah, I mean it's just a weird topic because you think you would know what you would do right now, but like we both know if it were to happen right now, we wouldn't know what to do. Like
stuff would be different.
We'd be puzzled.
Yeah, really puzzled. Just all around end of the world, everything. Like if it was Mad Max style, Walking Dead style, or the type of stuff with the Purge, like, or when they were trying to start the Forever Purge, like. Okay, so if that would be insane.
If the Forever Purge started, would you keep going, or would you just help stop the Purge, or would you just kind of let it keep going?
I don't know. I think I would let it keep going, but
at a slow rate.
At a slow rate. I
mean, you can't really control that.
Yeah, I would help as many people as I can and try to stop as much as it is, like as much as I can. But if it kept going, it
It's just right back to the end of the world phase where you're looting and building.
Surviving instead of instead of zombies, it's just people you have to worry about. Because that's one thing with The Walking Dead is you have to worry about zombies and
people.
Yeah, it's more of a worry. So I'm not sure, but like with that, would you rather take like end of the world, forever purge, Mad Max type stuff, or would you take a zombie apocalypse if that was to happen?
I would probably do the zombie apocalypse.
I feel like I would too.
Because it's not only like I don't have to feel as bad for the body count that would slowly be growing throughout my lifetime. Because no matter what, in living that type of lifestyle, your body count's going to go up. Not sexual body counts for you dirty-minded fucks listening, but the body counts of deaths, all right? So, like, I wouldn't feel as bad because, I mean, well, if you're already dead, you're already dead, you know? In my mind, if there was a zombie in front of me and I had to kill him, like, if it was a loved one, I would do it. I wouldn't. I like you would watch TV and there's people that like have a hard time shooting, struggle, like a hard time because it's their loved one. I mean, I get that, but it's like at the same time, it's like, but you got to put them out of that pain and put them out of their misery at that point. Yeah, just put them down. I would be able to do that and feel comfort, and that sounds really fucked up, but it's true.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. I agree. I would be the same way. I know it would suck and. You know, we say this now when there could be that time where it does happen and we're going to have to do that and we hesitate for a bit. But I feel like once the first person that you love you have to put down, it changes the entire thing and you'll be able to get more used to it even though that sucks to say.
Yeah.
You'd be more used to it and more understanding with it. But yeah, I would try to have that mindset of that's letting them free. They're able to rest in peace now, you know.
Yeah.
Giving them their mercy, you know.
And then you have to bury him.
Like Morgan on when Morgan met, I forget the dude's name. There's a white dude. He's super cool. He's a bit older, not too old. But Morgan met him in the show, and he was all about no matter what it is, his life mattered. He didn't like to kill anyone, and if he killed a zombie, he buried the zombie. He made sure of it because they're still a person no matter what, you know. But there's that line of where you draw it with that. You know what I'm saying? Where you draw it's a person and it's not a person and it's something that's just trying to kill you.
You do have to face the reality that I mean it was a person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but is it now and is it worth it?
Yeah, I mean it's to the point where it's your life, you know.
But like in that instance, dude only buried the zombies he could when they came up to his house. He didn't really go out scouting because he had it. And when he went out, obviously he's not going to bury every zombie he comes across when he's out and about. But he still had that respect and that remorse for him. So for when he did take out a zombie when they were by his house, he would bury him, and he'd also like. Say, I forget what the line was, something like rest in peace or something like that, but he would always say that no matter who that person was, zombie, whatever it was, he cared, and he never killed another human being that was living. He didn't ever kill Morgan, even though Morgan tried to kill him. And then Morgan carried that on and learned from that and tried saving another dude from a super twisted cult or whatever group that killed everyone and anything that he could and didn't give a fuck, only about himself and his psycho friends. And Morgan saved him. Like, dude was psycho as fuck, and Morgan saved him and worked with him, and then dude started changing, and then somebody let him out of his cage, so he went back to his old tendencies.
I know it's a little late to say this, but Walking Dead spoilers. If you haven't watched it yet, then I mean that's just your own fault.
Yeah, I apologize for not saying spoiler alert and everything, but we're gonna.
If you haven't watched it, like, what are you doing? It's been out for so long.
It's been out for a fat minute, but definitely go tune in. It's a very, very good show. There's also another show that
Fear the Walking Dead.
Bases off Fear the Walking Dead, and then the talk show right after I can't remember. Talking Dead.
Yeah.
Yep, Talking Dead. That's super good to listen into. It's super cool because like you see Rick, he has an accent, but in the show,
plays a perfect English
American accent. But then he has a British accent, I should say, English, British, whatever you want to say. I'm not too sure of what to say there, but it's weird hearing their actual voice and their accent compared to their character. It throws you off. It's super cool all around. Like, it doesn't matter what show or movie it is. That's always been something super fascinating. But go tune in. Walking Dead is fun. Sorry for the spoiler alert. And anything else that we should touch on with all that?
I mean, Shit, none that really ringing a bell here over here.
I'm not too sure. I think we've got everything talked about that we want to talk about. I mean, we can try to brainstorm more stuff if we wanted to, but I think we'll call this an end for episode 3. We'll be back hopefully here shortly, not too long. We'll try to be more consistent for it. Life is hectic, being teenagers and me being teen parents and everything. So we'll work with what we have, and we'll try to have another podcast out for you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so that'll be the last you hear for us for today. Deuces.
Right, well, this is Jaws.
And this is Gage.
Peace.
Deuces.